dare to speak the truth. Look, I dare to speak the truth. Look, I dare to speak the truth. Now it's truth or dare. Look, I dare to speak the truth. Look, I dare to speak the truth. Look, I dare to speak the truth. Now it's truth or dare. Look, I dare to speak the truth. Look, I dare to speak the truth. Look, I dare. What's good, world? It's your boy Easily Done. Let's talk about these NFL playoffs. We in the divisional round. Some say this is the best week. They're literally the best week of the NFL playoffs because the pretenders are out the way now. Now it's the legit contenders. And I would have to agree, for all the teams that are left, there's a contender every round, every game could potentially win the whole damn thing. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna start with the AFC, Kansas City and Houston. I love CJ Stroud, man. You know what I mean? I feel like he's gonna be an elite quarterback. I'm telling you, the kid he's been nice. I feel like he had a little bit of a drop-off this year, and that's really because Houston got to get that offensive line together. That and the receivers suffer a lot of injury. So it's really a matter of them getting the next guy. Because Nico, my dude, that boy from Michigan, I remember when Nico played for us, I knew he was going to be a very good receiver in the next level. You know what I mean? His last year of eligibility was the COVID season, he sat out. So a lot of people didn't know who he was. I knew who he was. But like Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell can't stay healthy. When he plays, he's a stud. And I think Stephon just is I don't want to say his career is nearly over, but the way he left Buffalo and now, his first year coming to Houston and they won a big thing. And he might come back next year better than ever. But I think they might have to touch that draft again or free agency. Because I like Mechie too. Mechie had a little setback with cancer, but now he's cancer free. So but if I was Houston, really though, I wouldn't draft high because they need to draft high offensive line. But I'm talking about the future. Let's talk about what's going on this weekend, and that's Kansas City and Houston playing divisional round. Kansas City, best team in the AFC, 2-time Super Bowl champ. They're rested. They're starting to get their receivers back. See, that's what makes them dangerous. Like, the way they got away, a lot of close calls during the season, they could easily win 12-5 this year. But they didn't. They went 15-2. And they have an elite defense. And Mahomes, who's a 3-time Super Bowl winner already, they're trying to three-peat. I just don't see Houston beating Kansas City this round. I'm sorry. I love what Houston's building. I love Anderson. I love the other kid on the other side, Daniel Hunter. He ain't no kid, OG. But they both had a mean season, mean 1-2 punch on the edge rushing. I like Derek Stingley. He was a beast coming out of LSU. He's starting to live up to the hype. But I don't think they're ready for Kansas City. They have to come out here and play the game of their lives. And maybe they will. It's not impossible. Because Kansas City, they're good, but they just ain't been dominant all season. But it's still Andy Reid, Kansas City. But if I had to pick, I'm going to go with Kansas City. I love Houston. I feel like that's a franchise you're going to watch out for years. You know what I mean? CJ's young. Anderson on the other side, Will Anderson. I love how they drafted them too. Like, you got a defensive player that you can build around, and they did that shit beautifully, bro. I'm telling you, Houston's gonna be good for it. Wow. DeMeco Ryans a good coach. They don't win playoff games 2 years in a row. But Kansas City, they're not going to lose this round. They're going to lose to the winner of the Baltimore-Buffalo game. That is, to me, who's going to appear. The winner of that game, to me, is going to go to the Super Bowl. That's where I want to go. I don't want to see Kansas City win 3 in a row because it'll be the first team to ever do it, and I feel like there's teams that were, you know what I mean, just for the history of football. I'm not rooting for them to be that one team to win 3 straight. Not over the Cowboys of the '90s or the Niners of the '80s or Pittsburgh of the '70s. Seattle should have went back to back with Marshawn Lynch and that whole bullshit ass not calling a handoff. I just don't want to see them win 3 straight. Point blank, period. I just don't want to see it. For them to win 3 straight is like saying they're better than that Dallas team, and I think that Dallas team in the '90s is the best team of all time. You know, but Baltimore and Buffalo, I really want to pick Baltimore. I'm rooting for Lamar to win it all just because the way he played this year. I want to see that man win the Super Bowl. You can give Josh Allen MVP, but I need Lamar to win that Super Bowl. He was too phenomenal. You know, he was. He was outstanding. Then you got Derrick Henry, and I'm pretty sure Derrick Henry wants the Super Bowl too for his own legacy, his Hall of Fame, resume. That 1-2 punch, as good as Buffalo is, and been good the last like 4 or 5 seasons, they're probably been the Chiefs, the Ravens, Buffalo been the best teams in the AFC the last 5 years, maybe even longer than that. You know, but Kansas City don't want to win Super Bowls. You know, but Buffalo and Baltimore have superstar quarterbacks. You could easily give him the MVP. I think they're gonna give it to Josh though, because he did more with less. He didn't have no other superstar on his team. He had a bunch of potentially good players. You know, the draft picks they picked, but they're not there yet. But Cook is nice though. There's nothing else you can say about that boy. He is nice. He has just 2 years in a row. He had 1,000 yards. Then he gets like 400 receiving every year. He's fast. He's just a threat all day. So you got Kincaid. You got the receiver they drafted out of Florida State. They put a good team together. I know they want to say they don't, it's no superstars, but the only real superstar difference with the Ravens team is Derrick Henry with Lamar Jackson. But that's a mean 1-2 punch, and that's why if they play the way they're supposed to play, they shouldn't lose to nobody. And they got hitters on that defense. Yeah, they started hitting their stride defensively. So I like Baltimore, man. I like Baltimore to be honest with you, to win it all. But right now, over Buffalo, I like Baltimore. All right, let's jump to the NFC. The Commanders in Detroit. You got to go Detroit. I just love Jaden Daniels because that's Lamar 2.0. Like, seriously, this kid, he might be better than Lamar because Lamar is just now getting the passing game down. Jaden came into this ready to throw the football. He put up monster numbers in college, in the SEC. Lamar had a mean college. See, they both won the Heisman, right? But Lamar, the way he won it in the ACC is there were a lot of teams they were supposed to beat, and he stacked his stats up against some teams. But then he played good teams, and it was really like his legs had to carry him. Jaden Daniels put up passing numbers and rushing numbers his whole college career. So he looked like a passer in college. And I just like him. The way he carries himself, he gets God praise all day, every day. I just can see him being a great player. He just ain't this great yet to beat this Detroit team because they're locked in. This is another team that's on a mission right now. Detroit has too much weapons on offense. For me, Detroit has the best, their shot to winning it. They already got gangsters with St. Brown and Gibbs, Montgomery. If he comes back, Gibbs is good by himself, but he's just a tad bit better when he has that help from Montgomery, when it's a 1-2 with him. Because Montgomery runs great in between the tackles, and then you can just get that change of pace with Gibbs and hurt a team. But Jameson Williams, bro, I'm telling you, this dude is a potential just game changer for Detroit. He's got such great speed, bro. He is a little lanky, but when he plays, Detroit's offense is nasty, bro. When he plays, when he contributes, their offense is nasty. They already got St. Brown, they got Laporta, the two running backs. Man, listen, when he gets some when Goff can get some production out of Jameson Williams, Detroit is a problem. And then they get that bye week. It might have helped because they had a lot of injuries. They get a couple of these guys back on defense. And this Washington's first time in the playoffs in I don't know how many years it's been. I want to say 6, 7 years. Detroit just got through last year playing in the NFC Championship game. This is that's why I said they're a team on a mission right now. They're on a mission. You know what I mean? And then the other game. Now, this is going to be, I think, way closer than people think. Philly is a great team. Stacked. Talent for talent, they're as talented as anybody. Saquon, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Then you got Gobert on the tight end. And then they have a defense that's biting at all three levels. D-line, the linebacker play. You know they lost my man, Nakobe Dean. I hate to see he got hurt, man. This dude just can't stay healthy. He got hurt coming out of college, and he's just not been right since. This was his first year playing like a whole majority of the season. He had over 130 tackles, 120 tackles, something like that. And he missed a couple games. He easily could have led the team in tackles. But he's a leader. Like, you can see he's a leader. But he can't stay healthy, man. The way he got hurt this last game, it's like, that boy looked like, I don't know. Like, is he even going to make it back? He just had his game face on. He didn't express no type of emotion, but he can't. I just hate to see that, man. You got them guys that are potential superstars, but he can't stay healthy. But what makes me nervous about Philadelphia is Jalen Hurts. I watched this game last week against Green Bay. Green Bay played terrible, but Jalen Hurts didn't play that much better. He just don't. I don't know if he got what it takes to be great. He's a winner, but you need an it factor as a quarterback in the NFL to win Super Bowls. That's why Mahomes got 3. He got the it factor. He came in that bitch just blowing us away. I'm trying to think who else got Super Bowls. Stafford just had to go to the right team, but he has that it factor. See, that's why this conversation is interesting, because the Rams got certain pieces. They can fuck around and win this game. The Eagles, yeah. See, first of all, I don't like that Nakobe Dean got hurt, because I feel like he really is a leader of that defense. That's why they were so good defensively this year. Even though Zach Bond is the real Pro Bowler, he's the one that got to the Pro Bowl, I feel like Nakobe helped Bond out. Now Bond's got to lead the defense by himself. Secondary, outstanding, defensive line. They're a little young, but they're talented. That's what is the best defense. I'm telling you, Philadelphia defense, biting. But they need their offense to contribute, because they're not going to just shut down the Rams. They beat you know what I mean? They beat a Green Bay team that they were young. And they had injuries started mounting up on them before the game. So they won, but they had to do a lot. The same thing could be said with the Rams, and I think the Rams, did they play Minnesota? Yeah. Because the Rams had like 9 sacks. But Sam Darnold played terrible. He played so bad, I don't even know if they're going to stick with him as a starter. It was at one point talking about paying him money, giving a big contract, getting rid of McCarthy. And they might run it back one more year, see if that was a fluke or if he's just not it. But they did win that Minnesota game, and that's their confidence going to be booming, bro. The Eagles need to be ready, man. this Ramsey could come for them, bruh. Cause see, they got a hunger thing too because it ain't been that long since their last Super Bowl. It was just what 3-4 years ago. I think it was 2021. To be honest with you, they won their Super Bowl, and yeah, that's why I said 3-4 years ago they just won one. And Buddy be winning playoff games. Philly does too. Philly's got some. They were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, but they lost. I'm talking the Rams went and won the Super Bowl 2021. I think the Rams won 2022, but they lost to Kansas City. So that game is going to be a knockout, drag out. They're both young too. They both got youth all over the place. The only difference is Stafford is the one player for them that's not youth. He's triple OG. He's playing himself into the Hall of Fame. I think that winning a Super Bowl already done low key did it for him. And he's just been playing good. So I don't know who I want to pick. I'm gonna pick the Eagles just because of the better record, and I love their defense and that Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is so locked in at his running back spot, but they got to Jalen Hurts got to pick it up. He's got to play better. So I'm gonna go with Rams. I mean Eagles. I'm sorry, I'm tripping. So Eagles against Detroit, NFC Championship game, and Baltimore, Kansas City. I'm gonna be a great game. I'm telling you, the Super Bowl gonna be good this year, boy. Kansas. That's why I said it way into the season. If Kansas City get that third in a row, you gonna respect it because they gonna have to earn that this year. All right, but that's what I'm gonna go with right now. The playoffs gonna be a good day. This good weekend. Watch good football. The best the best weekend of football all year. You know, but your boy easily done, man. It's Fanatics.